Jack Ma, From Rejection to Revolution. Chapter 1, Humble Beginnings. Born on September 10, 1964, in Hangzhou, China, Jack Ma was not born into privilege. His parents were traditional musicians and storytellers, and money was often scarce. Growing up in communist China during a time when the country was largely isolated from the Western world, young Jack's world was limited, but his curiosity was boundless. As a child, Jack was fascinated by the English language. Every morning, he would ride his bicycle for 40 minutes to a hotel in Hangzhou, hoping to speak with foreign tourists. For 9 years, he offered them free tours around the city just to practice English. His nickname, Jack, was actually given to him by a tourist he befriended during one of these tours. Academically, Jack struggled. He failed his entrance exam for university twice and was rejected from dozens of jobs, including a position at KFC. But he never let failure define him. Instead, he used it as fuel to push forward. His early life was shaped by rejection and doubt. His parents were skeptical of his obsession with English. His peers often mocked his poor academic performance. Teachers labeled him as average. But Jack had something different, an unwavering belief that there was more to life than what was right in front of him. He believed in hard work, in self-learning, and in chasing dreams that others couldn't see. He finally passed the university entrance exam on his third try and was accepted into Hangzhou Normal University to study English. There, he became the head of the student council and developed a passion for teaching. After graduation, he became an English lecturer, earning a modest salary. But teaching gave him joy. It connected him to people, and through language, he saw a broader world. He often took side jobs, including translation work, where he met foreign clients and developed a sense of international business, while his friends were chasing stable government jobs. Jack kept his eyes on the horizon, knowing that the world was changing fast and he wanted to be part of that change. Chapter 2, Discovering the Internet. In 1995, Jack Ma made his first trip to the United States as an interpreter. There, he was introduced to the Internet for the first time. His first online search was the word beer. Surprisingly, he found information about beer from many countries, but nothing from China. It sparked an idea. He returned to China and, with the help of friends, launched his first internet company, China Pages, a business directory. It failed. But Jack had caught the bug. He saw the internet not just as a tool but as a revolution. Jack realized that China was on the brink of a digital transformation, but most people didn't see it yet. In China Pages, he and his team tried to help Chinese businesses create online profiles. However, with limited internet infrastructure and almost no awareness among traditional businessmen, the project struggled. Additionally, Jack faced regulatory hurdles, as internet access was still tightly controlled by the government. Despite the challenges, Jack gained valuable experience. He learned how to talk to business owners, how to design simple websites, and how to pitch the concept of e-commerce to people who didn't even own computers. He also learned the importance of timing. China Pages had come too early. During this time, Jack also visited Silicon Valley and met with tech entrepreneurs. He was amazed by their energy, creativity, and ambition. He wanted to bring that culture to China. He returned home more determined than ever. Back in Hangzhou, Jack began assembling a team that shared his vision. He wasn't looking for tech experts, he was looking for believers. People who could dream, who could adapt, and who were willing to work around the clock for something bigger than themselves. He started to articulate a mission, helping small businesses grow using the power of the internet. This chapter of Jack's life was marked by frustration and failure, but it also planted the seeds of greatness. He understood that setbacks were part of the process and that the greatest rewards often lie beyond the greatest risks. Chapter 3, Founding Alibaba. In 1999, Jack gathered 17 of his friends in his apartment and pitched an idea, an online marketplace that would connect Chinese suppliers with global buyers. He named it Alibaba, inspired by the phrase "open sesame," representing open access to treasures. Alibaba was born with a mission to make it easy to do business anywhere. Jack had no background in technology or business, but he had vision, passion, and a talent for rallying people. He told his team, "We're not competing with giants. We're helping small businesses." Early investors were skeptical. One told him, "You don't know anything about technology or management." Jack replied, "But I know about people." Jack didn't start Alibaba with venture capital or millions of dollars. He started with a belief. The early days were full of uncertainty. The company was run from a small apartment, with cheap furniture and barely functioning computers. They didn't even have a proper server. The site crashed frequently. Yet The team stayed up night after night, fixing bugs and answering customer questions. Jack was relentless in pushing his team. He instilled a warrior spirit, urging everyone to work as if their lives depended on it. He encouraged them to love the mission more than the money. Alibaba was not an overnight success. At one point, the company had less than a year's worth of money left. Competitors like eBay were expanding rapidly. The pressure was enormous. But Jack focused on local knowledge. He understood that Chinese consumers had different habits. He adapted the platform to meet their needs. Simplify navigation, free listings, and real-time communication. He also placed immense importance on trust. Online shopping was new, and people were wary. Jack introduced systems like buyer protection and escrow payments through Alipay, which helped build confidence and created a loyal user base. Slowly but surely, Alibaba began to grow. Chapter 4: The Struggles and the Rise. Alibaba faced fierce competition from eBay when it entered the Chinese market. While eBay tried to apply a one-size-fits-all model, Jack built Alibaba around the needs of Chinese users. He focused on customer service, trust, and long-term relationships. 2. Beat eBay, Jack launched a free platform called Dose, which quickly gained popularity. Despite financial struggles and almost running out of money, Alibaba survived. In 2005, Yahoo invested $1 billion in Alibaba, a turning point that gave the company the capital and credibility it needed. Dose's rise was one of Jack Ma's greatest strategic victories. He outsmarted a global giant by understanding local behavior. While eBay charged fees, Dose was free. While eBay felt foreign, Dose felt friendly, colorful, and community drive. And Jack's team worked tirelessly to market the platform, often using innovative grassroots techniques to win users. The Yahoo deal changed everything. It validated Jack's vision and silenced many of the critics. But Jack didn't let success slow him down. He expanded into logistics, Kaniao, cloud computing, Alibaba Cloud, and digital finance, Alipay. He envisioned Alibaba not just as a marketplace, but as an ecosystem. Jack also introduced the 11.11 shopping festival, turning Singles Day into the world's biggest online shopping event. The scale and efficiency of Alibaba's operations stunned global observers. In one day, the company processed billions of dollars in transactions. Yet, the rise wasn't without challenges. Jack had to navigate Chinese regulations, global scrutiny, and internal growing pains. he invested heavily in talent, bringing in international executives while nurturing homegrown leaders. Throughout it all, Jack remained a public figure, charismatic, quirky, and brutally honest. His optimism was contagious. He reminded his team constantly, customers first, employees second, shareholders third. Chapter 5, Leadership and Philosophy. Jack Ma's leadership style was unconventional. He believed in empowering employees, promoting women into leadership roles, and valuing attitude over experience. He often said, hire people who are smarter than you. He saw failure as a stepping stone. If you don't give up, you still have a chance, he said. His speeches inspired millions of young entrepreneurs in China and beyond. Jack was a firm believer in the power of dreams. He told students, today is hard. Tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. One of the key elements of Jack's leadership was storytelling. He used humor, analogies, and real-life experiences to connect with people. Whether he was addressing a group of employees or a hall full of investors, he spoke with clarity and conviction. He emphasized culture above all. He created Alibaba's core values: customer first, team work, embrace change, integrity, passion, and commitment. These were not just words on a wall. They were principles he lived by and expected his team to uphold. Jack celebrated failure and encouraged learning. He rewarded risk-takers and dismissed hierarchy. He was often seen in casual clothes, interacting with staff in open forums. He performed in company events, sang songs, and even dressed up in costumes, breaking the stereotype of a tech CEO. He also believed in empowering women. More than 1/3 of Alibaba's top management were women, and he openly credited their empathy and attention to detail for the company's success. Jack saw Alibaba as a force for good. He often said, "We want to be a company that lasts 102 years. His vision was long-term, rooted in building something bigger than himself. A legacy. Chapter 6, Global Recognition and IPO. In 2014, Alibaba went public on the New York Stock Exchange, raising $25 billion, the largest IPO in history at that time. It was a moment of validation for Jack, who had once been rejected by Harvard 10 times. Jack became one of the richest men in China, but he remained grounded. He often spoke about the responsibility of wealth, saying, "It's not your money. It's the trust society gives you." His global presence grew, meeting leaders like Barack Obama and speaking at the World Economic Forum. He became not just a business icon but a symbol of Chinese entrepreneurship. The IPO day was emotional for Jack. As he watched the numbers on the trading screen, he reflected on the journey, the failures, the doubters, the sleepless nights. It was more than a financial milestone, it was a statement. Post-IPO, Alibaba expanded globally. It acquired companies in Southeast Asia, invested in artificial intelligence, and entered the entertainment industry. Jack wanted Alibaba to be the gateway to global commerce. But global expansion came with scrutiny. Western governments questioned Alibaba's data practices. Competitors feared its scale. Jack, once seen as a lovable underdog, became a powerful billionaire viewed with both admiration and caution. Yet, he continued to travel the world, preaching entrepreneurship. He launched initiatives like the E-Founders Fellowship, aimed at supporting young entrepreneurs in developing countries. He met with heads of state, tech moguls, and students. Jack never lost his teacher's heart. No matter how rich or famous he became, he kept returning to classrooms, sharing stories, and urging the next generation to be brave, be kind, and never stop learning. Chapter 7, Stepping Down and Legacy. In 2019, Jack Ma stepped down as Alibaba's executive chairman on his 55th birthday. He chose to focus on education and philanthropy, returning to his roots as a teacher. Through the Jack Ma Foundation, he supports education, entrepreneurship, and environmental causes. He remains an advocate for digital inclusion and small businesses. Jack's story continues to inspire. From an English-loving boy giving free tours in Hangzhou to one of the most influential entrepreneurs in the world, his journey is a testament to resilience, vision, and the power of believing in yourself even when no one else does. His departure from Alibaba was marked with celebration. A massive concert-like farewell party was held in a stadium. Jack performed on stage, dressed like a rock star, singing with employees. It was his way of saying goodbye, not with boardroom speeches, but with joy. In retirement, Jack turned his focus to rural education in China. He visited schools in remote areas, funded teacher training programs, and invested in innovative teaching methods. He believed that education was the true equalizer. Jack also explored new interests: pharma, NG, writing, and meditation. He kept a low profile, but remained active behind the scenes. He occasionally appeared at forums and gave interviews, reminding everyone that while he had stepped back, he hadn't stepped away. His legacy lives on through the companies he built, the people he inspired, and the millions who found courage in his story. Epilogue, Lessons from Jack Ma. One failure is not the end. Jack faced rejections from schools, jobs, and businesses but kept going. To stay curious, his love for English led him to new opportunities. 3. Think big, start small. Alibaba started in an apartment with no money. 4. Empower others. He built a company culture that valued people. 5. Dream boldly. He didn't just chase money, he chased impact. Jack Ma once said, "Never give up. Today is tough, tomorrow is tougher, but the day after tomorrow is beautiful." Most people die tomorrow evening. Jack lived to see the sunrise and helped light the path for millions more.